All right, so we are here with Mr. Cary Hayes. Did I say that right?
You sure did. You sure did.
President of REC.
REC Americas?
REC Americas.
Yes. REC is a leading global technology player in solar manufacturing. We are based out in Norway. Our operational headquarters is in Singapore, where we manufacture at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of solar panels, which is fantastic, which we just talked about.
Yeah.
And it's an exciting time at REC right now. It's a great show here at SPI, but REC is pretty psyched. We're pretty stoked. I guess that's Hawaiian style.
There you go.
We've got REC Alpha hitting the streets. It's the highest efficiency 60 cell panel on the market.
Yep.
So that's a 380 watt 60 cell. That gets us real, we think we're going to shake up the residential market a bit with that product. That gets us 20% more power on the roof in space constrained roofs, especially like in Hawaii. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's perfect. We make it all black. There's a big aesthetic. People like the aesthetics of all black as well. That's a big one.
Well, there's a decent number of HOAs and such that require it. So.
Yep. So exciting times. We're cranking. The U.S. market is jamming this year. It's a, 13, 14 gigawatt market this year from early estimates of around 10.
Next, a bump.
Yeah.
Huge bump, which is fantastic. I'm just going to cover a top level. We can go deep on any of these.
Sure.
And then, next year, some of the research guys are saying now it's a 20 gigawatt market in the U.S. So incredible growth is happening.
Coming from where? Coming from a 12 gigawatt market, or where did you say?
Early estimates this year in 2019.
Yeah.
We started this year back in January thinking the U.S. market was going to be about 10, right? And now we're on track for 13 or 14. So right there, that's huge.
Right.
And now talking to folks at this show and our pipeline, we're talking upwards of 20 into 2020. 20 by 20.
That's a major shift.
Yeah.
That's a 100% increase in expectation, right?
It's massive.
What do you attribute that to?
It's a combination. We've got an ITC step down. That's a major driver, of course.
Yep.
And there's, you never know what's going to happen. You guys, it's the solar coaster, right? You guys, You've ridden the coaster. I've ridden the coaster for a long time. You get it. Who knows what's going to happen? But ITC, I think, is if not, I'll call it the primary driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. The utility segment is what's driving a lot of this. You look at DG. Residential is like a 2.5 gigawatt market. Remains quite strong, solid growth, but relatively small. C&I, same 2.5 gigawatt market, strong corporates, Amazons, Costco's. These guys are all doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of corporate interest out there.
Yeah.
But then the utility segment exploded this year, right? And we're not honestly a big player in utility. We're a smaller player. We're a 1.2 gigawatt total production in Singapore, moving to about 1.8 gigawatts total in Singapore with Alpha. With our increase.
Yeah.
But the utility segment is the big driver.
It's interesting too, because I wonder if that speaks to the general embracing of renewables from the utilities themselves. Like if they're shifting in that direction. Certainly in Maui right now, we have the RFP phase 2. It's a gigawatt basically, depending on how you look at it, and it's the first time to see anything at that scale.
Yeah.
So major shift in perspective. Of course, Hawaii is a bit ahead in terms of overall penetration levels from the rest of the country, but maybe we're seeing similar things across the rest of the country.
Yes. No, absolutely. The utilities not only are embracing those, they're buying companies.
Yeah.
Right? So Duke bought my old company that I used to work at, the other REC. There are two RECs. There's the REC, the manufacturer REC group. This is us.
Yep.
And then there's REC Commercial Corporation, which is an EPC. They were bought, 2 years ago by Duke. AES is a utility that bought a company called S-Power a few years ago.
Sure.
So they're actually M&A activity there. So they're absolutely getting in.
Yeah, it's all over the place,
for sure.
right? Well, it's super exciting. I do want to get a sense, again, for our listeners, people who are watching this video, of REC and kind of its unique footprint in the industry. We were just talking a little bit about that. Can you give us kind of a sense of where the company sits, where they've come from, kind of where it's going? It's just a really neat kind of position.
Yeah. No, we're pretty excited about it. So the company was founded in 1996. So in solar coaster dog years, that's like 500 years ago.
Yep.
Right? So we've been around, we're a survivor, we've been around for a long, long time.
Sure.
20 plus years now, which is a long time in this industry. The company was founded in Norway, in a place called Glava. Original manufacturing plant was in Glava, Norway. It was literally like, if you can imagine a barn with a solar manufacturing facility in a barn. This is what this was. I haven't seen it myself. This is what I've heard. So
I'd like to see the photos of that at some point.
we have it somewhere. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So Scandinavian roots. We have always been very strong in Europe. In 2009, we built the world's leading operational manufacturing facility in Singapore. Like I said, I call it Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory for solar panels. Amazing place. You guys will have to come and check it out. It's 3 buildings, so we are a vertically integrated company in that respect. We go sand to silicon to module at one facility. 3 buildings.
I've heard stories about this place. It is very famous.
It's super cool. It's super cool. You guys will come check it out sometime. So
Absolutely.
everything gets made there. Like I said, we're doing about 1.2 gigawatts of production there. This year, we're really making an expansion jump now with our HJT, which is our exciting new technology with REC Alpha.
Right.
And we're moving that up to 1.8 gigawatts of total production.
Right.
We're still a relatively small guy on the world scene. I think we're number 12-ish on the total production volume. We don't want to be the biggest, right? We are a leading premium brand. We're known as a premium brand in the market. And talking to everyone here the last couple of days has been great because everyone sees that, right?
Yeah.
So we're a Scandinavian roots sort of company on the premium end of the market, and now emerging with obviously the best panel in the 60-cell market.
This is, and I really get that, because a couple of years ago when we were installing out in Hawaii and trying to understand how to get more wattage out of the roof, you had the Twin Peak come out, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, what is this Twin Peak? And then I saw the basic kind of structure of it. Like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And it was very cost competitive. And we come on to now in our environment, people are getting a lot of electric cars. Where we have storage, so we were looking for roof space. We actually have a program called NEM Plus right now, where you can add to your NEM program if you have one of the original net metered programs. And a lot of times we're going, where can we put these panels? We're even looking at north-facing azimuths, which works, in Hawaii actually, right?
Yeah.
So you want more juice out of the same roof. And we had used REC to accomplish that early on, a couple of years ago, in dog years. That's a while. Right? So, I like your solar dog years comment. That kind of got me into it. I was thinking about that,
I don't think that's ever going to go away.
So it's exciting to kind of, we have seen it and witnessed it from the installation community over the years. And now we're here with this Alpha series. Give us a sense of the incremental step up. What kind of technological advancements have been made? Where does it sit? What's the basic metrics of the panel? I mean, I'm stoked to hear it.
Yeah. So we'll start. Let's start from scratch. So REC honestly missed the mono wave. So we were always known as a multiplayer with Twin Peak. We were we led the market with that. We led the market with our half-cut technology, which was REC technology that we pioneered. Everyone else in this room now has. Right?
I remember.
So we kind of missed the mono wave the last couple years, but now we are essentially jumping past mono to HJT, right?
Gotcha.
The heterojunction technology. It's not new technology. This technology has been around for 10 plus years now, but in a partnership with Meyer Burger, their equipment, our commercialization of that equipment, we've got the cost structure down, and that really allows us to kick ass with this product. So heterojunction in combination with half-cut is as good as it gets.
So this is what's happening. You've taken this HGT technology, you've integrated with the innovations you've made, and you've come up with this kind of this rocket ship here over here, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
I understand there's some wiring special processes as well, which I kind of want to dig into later on. But yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, there's smart wire in there. I probably can't go too deep on that.
So the technology, part of the technology that you brought over from Meyer Burger, who we're good friends with, by the way.
Yeah.
Fantastic. A number of fellas in there, specifically Andre.
Yeah.
Andre. The smart wire technology. I spent an hour on air with this guy, me saying, okay, so it's like this, and he goes, no, Josh, it's not that. And he explains it again, and I keep trying and trying. So, but smart wire is an exciting thing. So is the smart wire part of this Alpha series?
Yes.
Okay. I see what's going on. Oh, look at this guy.
I did my research.
He's getting all geeked out now.
This is geek time.
I get to be the geek most of the time.
But so, like heterojunction, no one else is really doing. I mean, there's some small scale manufacturing of heterojunction out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Panasonic and Sanyo had this technology 10 years ago. When I was selling residential in 2008, I think I sold some HIT, it was called back then.
Yep.
So it's not new.
Can we talk a little bit about HGT and what it is? 'Cause it's not present in my mind. I've read about it. It's just not there. I mean, what's the basic character of it? Can we go there?
Let's come back to that.
Okay, let's go back to it. Gotcha.
I mean, heterojunction is basically you take two thin film layers, right? I'm gonna totally butcher this.
It's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's watch the video. We come back to it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's open for that. So we're going to take a look. So we have an opportunity to not only do you have this awesome booth here, right? Which we
Pretty
kept,
cool, huh?
kept walking by and go, man, that's rad. I just want to hang out there and have some fun. We came up and we were like, where do we want to put the cameras? Jay's like, well, there's a great panel over there. I'm like, put it right on top of this awesome thing. And then we're going to get a chance not only to watch this great kind of booth, but also a product video. So we're going to check that out. You want to just kind of dig into that
I
first?
think language in the video will help explain it a lot better
Okay.
for you. So we can definitely do that if we
Okay.
turn and.
Good.
All right,
So we
let's
tell
watch.
someone to pop it on. Who's our guy? Hey, is that Ken over there? Ken, can we roll that, please? Yeah.
Roll video.
Yeah, we'll just sit here and look at it.
Is that the biggest screen you've ever had in your living room, or what?
No, that's pretty much it.
That's great.
From REC Group comes a revolutionary solar panel. This is the Alpha, the REC Alpha series. Based on heterojunction cells, the REC Alpha combines the very best of N-type mono and thin film technologies, achieving incredible levels of efficiency, power, and strength. To make such a high-power solar panel, we start with the most efficient crystalline cell technology. N-type mono wafers are sandwiched between two layers of amorphous silicon, which act as passivation. This enables more holes and electrons in the cell to be converted to energy than ever before. As the cell temperature rises, the REC Alpha produces much more energy than standard crystalline panels. The REC Alpha uses advanced low-temperature interconnection technology, a highly innovative technique for connecting solar cells. A film with very thin wires is placed on the cell, creating a solderless bond while also providing extra protection against outside influences. This eliminates weak points caused by the impact of conventional high-temperature soldering. Our advanced connection technology adds more contact points to the cell, reducing electron congestion for optimum power delivery. What's more, these wires are much thinner than the bus bars on standard panels, making the REC Alpha a thing of beauty with beast levels of power. The REC Alpha uses REC's pioneering and award-winning twin design, where we divide the panel into two identical sections. This splits the current as it enters the panel, reducing resistance losses by a factor of 4 to give you greater power output. Furthermore, if shade falls on an REC Alpha panel, one half continues generating electricity, even when the other half is shaded, for a higher energy yield. REC Alpha uses REC's super strong frame design, including 2 support bars across the rear, an innovative way of improving the durability and longevity of the panel. This increases the panel's ability to withstand extreme loads, making the REC Alpha much stronger than a standard panel. As a result, the panels will maintain their high performance levels over their lifetime, as backed up by REC's leading warranty. When installed in limited spaces, such as residential and commercial rooftops, REC Alpha panels offer a clear advantage. Packing so much more power into the same area provides much more energy generation capacity. With the REC Alpha, the same number of panels installed in the same space gives you so much more power. Combining all these advantages, the REC Alpha is a beautiful and incredibly powerful solar panel for your home or business. Coming with the industry-leading quality of REC, you can now truly maximize the power of your installation. This is the REC Alpha Series.
right.
Pretty cool, huh?
That was a great video. That explained it all.
Fantastic.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Do you get it now?
I
Do you
got
understand
it.
it?
I got
There's
it.
a quiz later.
I got it. I like quiz.
Need a job?
Well, the Smart Wire definitely stands out, right? I mean, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we talked a little bit earlier about this, taking some of the innovation steps, leaps that REC has made over the years, and then integrating some Meyer-Burger technology, right, the tooling, I suppose, right, to be able to create maybe the Smart Wire and some other things. So, very cool stuff. As I was looking at it, I'd tell you the mark of a great panel and a great marketing piece is I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, that's the one I put in my house. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding because I was just kind of weighing, the couple different, options out there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then I was like, I would get the white one because I know, like, the white backsheet makes it a little bump in efficiency, right?
That's right.
So what's the difference? Is it a 380 and 370, or what's the?
It's usually 5 watt difference between
watt.
all black and a
Right.
white backsheet. You lose
Right.
a little bit with the all black, but I tell you that a lot of the residential market in the U.S. that we talk to,
Yeah.
and I don't know about Hawaii specifically, but there is a ton of demand out there for all black.
Oh yeah.
It's really interesting to us.
Yeah,
I mean,
my HOA won't allow anything.
Yeah.
So
we used to call it triple black, right?
Yeah.
And it was
Triple
black,
black.
cell, black frame, black backsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to confirm, you mentioned something earlier. You said that that REC didn't participate in the wave of mono.
Yeah.
And then, so you're kind of leapfrogging that and going to HGT. Those cells, they look pretty dark to me. Are they not considered mono? They're considered HGT? Is that a different thing?
Yeah, HGT is completely different.
Completely different.
They're not mono perk.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
that's that. The mono perk wave, again, hit maybe call it 3 years ago now.
yeah.
And everyone, the whole global manufacturing scene has been
Right.
mono perk, P-type mono perk.
Right.
Don't quiz me on this one, but it's P-type mono perk.
Right.
And all of our competitors went there in a big way. All the big Chinese went there in a big way over the last several years, right? And so we are now leading the technology innovation. We've made a very strategic decision not to invest in monoperk, which is honestly, yesterday's technology, to make the leap.
Yesterday's technology.
Yesterday's technology.
Models are yesterday's
Now
technology.
we still sell this, of course. Everyone in this room sells this, but now on the front end of the technology curve, it's HJT.
So what's neat about, I think, REC is that you have that sand to module. You call it sand to cell?
Sand to silicon.
Sand to silicon. Okay, so which
But it
means
goes further than that. I mean,
It goes way further than
They're
that.
literally framed panels coming out the other end of
That's
just
right.
long chain of it.
Right. That's an exciting kind of characteristic because that gives you the opportunity to make these kinds of decisions, and then you're in a sense you're kind of more nimble, right?
Yeah.
So you're able to do these kinds of things, which is that's pretty rad.
Vertical integration, certainly has benefits, not only in solar in any company, right? But we control that whole value chain, right? So that makes it really interesting. Another thing, just to touch on it for a second, that also allows us this incredible quality, right? I think I think that's undervalued in solar, honestly, especially as you get these utility systems, all these residential systems. There's so much solar being installed in this country, in Hawaii and everywhere, right? And I think people miss sometimes on the front side of the sales process, whether it's a homeowner, whether it's a utility company, whatever end user you're talking about. I think this can be a very price-driven market. There are other factors that go into purchasing decisions, but I think when you look at the long-term performance, that's where the rubber meets the road, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to make power? That's what you're buying. You're buying kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
So are you going to get what you expect to get? And I think we shine there. I think our long-term results are really impressive. We hear this from our large customers who are very sophisticated on the residential side and in other avenues of the market. So we hear, one particular company owns 80, 90,000 systems with REC on the roof of each one of these. And we hear incredibly positive feedback about our long-term production, and that's a testament to Singapore, right? Well, what happens in a vertically integrated, in the clean room, in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, we have a quality story that's, I would argue, is better than anyone out there. So that part's really good.
This is really important, and what's interesting too about changing a manufacturing line over to something like you described, it takes time to do that. That may not be in the mindset of everyone in the industry, but once you decide to move retool your manufacturing line, there can be months of doing that, or even maybe sometimes a year, right? So then it's something that you see being obviously a leader for a while. So do you see HGT taking over the marketplace? Is that where it's going to go?
I suspect that most players in this room will follow us down the HJT road over the next 2.5 years. Now, the hard part is actually commercializing it, right? The technology's there with our friends at Meyer Burger, right? But the hard part is not actually on the technology side, it's actually how to make it happen on the ground tactically, right? So we spent $200 million to build a new campus in Singapore on our grounds in Singapore.
Got goosebumps on that one. I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, whoa, that's great.
So it's
to put the money in the R&D, right? I mean,
it's not a small investment, right? And that's a hard thing to do in solar, in a cost, capital constrained industry with a lot of price pressure, all that stuff. But we spent $200 million. We just finished a brand new facility on our campus that's beautiful. I get to go see it in 2 weeks when I'm there, which is exciting. And we're literally starting to make panels out of that facility this week. And so we'll be delivering alpha to the U.S. At the end of the fourth quarter here, late this year, and then ramping into 2020 with 600 megawatts of that product globally. The U.S. will probably get about 400 of that, since we're the bright shiny star in the room right now, which is kind of fun. So super exciting times.
Yeah. So you mentioned quality, right? And I think that over the last couple of years, there's been this language that, hey, the panel can become a commodity and we can focus on storage and panels will do their job. Of course, in the back of my mind, having been a guy that gets the call from the homeowner and saying, my panels aren't quite doing what they're supposed to do, something looks weird out there, right? The O&M side, the back side of the market, all this deployed technology, whether it's Resi, CNI, or the big, the Gorilla utility scale, there's a lot of value to be created and a lot to be said for quality and for not having to do a truck roll, right? So any thoughts on that? I mean, do you think the industry's going in a good direction? Do you think there's quality compromises out there?
Or is price king and we're going to...
I think I'm a bit concerned, honestly. To be fully brutally honest, I'm a bit concerned. I think on the front side of this market, especially as the system sizes get bigger, when you get into utility scale, we're a commodity, right? We're a front side price to a developer, and then we're a price per kilowatt hour to an end user, right? But I think people forget that's a bit dangerous, right? So I think the quality story changes between the segments, right? In the utility segment, you have people don't care, right? Systems are warranted, you buy insurance or different things you can do to hedge your risk. I think as you come down into CNI, brand starts to matter a bit. The quality story is a bit more interesting with big corporates like Amazon and other type of corporate buyers. But then I think as you get down to the residential sector, especially in the long tail, maybe even the long tail, right, of residential, then it really matters, right? That's when people really care. They care about the brand story. They care about quality. It's their house, right? Exactly. They care. So I would summarize and say, I'm a bit concerned. What this industry does not need is some high-profile blow-ups in big utility systems that end up not working for whatever reason because the panels aren't good or weren't made in a quality form or have big drops in production and so on and so forth. I hope it doesn't happen. It could. It won't happen with us. It would be bad for the industry, so we'll see what happens.
I have another question. It's okay, Jay. So we've kind of illustrated that REC is a leader and innovator in PV technology. Very exciting integration of Meyer Burger technology with SmartWire and this HJT tech. So a lot of companies these days are diversifying into the full package of energy storage, inversion, smart sockets, et cetera, EV charging. Is there are you guys gonna, do you see a path where you focus, like laser-like focus on panels, or are you guys gonna try to take over the world like everybody else?
Laser-like focus on panels. We're not gonna be everything for anyone. I mean, we're doing some cool things, with our innovation on the module side. We keep talking about an AC module. That's something
that's going to be my next question.
That's been talked about, that continues to be talked about with partnerships with any of the leading inverter guys over here who we all know. So I think probably likely we go there in the next couple years. That's been talked about for many years now, and there's certain cost advantage and advantage to doing that. But I think from a high level, no, we're a module company. We're always going to be a module company. We're pretty good at it by now. I like to think we're pretty damn good at it, and we don't want to take over the world and be everything for everybody.
So that being said, let's talk a little about the future, right? Let's get a sense. What do you think? I mean, perovskite, gallium arsenide. Let's just throw it all out on the table. What are you guys doing? What's the rocket ship?
At the end of the day, we are the geeky show.
When do we hit the 500 watt, per 60 cell module mark? I mean, what's going on?
So check this out. So I was a couple weeks ago in Denver. One of our partners installed 6 megawatts of REC product on top of Amazon's roof at a beautiful distribution facility in Colorado, right by where I live, right? And we were on the roof, we did the ribbon cutting, we did the whole deal, and then after we were talking to the procurement manager, or the renewable manager from Amazon, super cool guy, and he said, hey Cary, there's REC 350s on the roof right now, super exciting, we really excited about your product. When are you guys going to hit 450? And I said, that's a very timely question because we just have. So let's talk about that for a second. So Alpha is a 380 60 cell product, right? We'll dominate residential with that. We'll crush some of our competitors with that. That's super exciting. That's very high efficiency. We're going to make this in a 72 cell format as well for commercial. That's going to be a 450. Which no one has achieved that in a 72 cell format ever, right? People are doing 78 cell, they're doing all kinds of different stuff, but in the same form factor at 450, I think personally that's going to be a category killer in carports, in small C&I, with that kind of power density.
Right.
It's going to be really exciting.
72 cell, 450. That is something special. So I just changed my mind. I want to put that one on my house.
Fantastic.
Commercial size.
Fantastic.
No. I've done 72 cells on resi before.
Then you only need like 8 panels or something, or 7 panels.
That's great. Here's a question. What about bifaciality? Do we see an integration of that in the future? Is that part of this game?
It's something that everybody seems to be doing, and I don't see a lot represented here. I know you do make them.
Yep.
But it's not really represented like that.
So bifacial is really interesting, right? Because REC has made a good bifacial product in the past. We have a bunch of big test sites with bifacial out there that show good data, some good backside gain. On the flip side, in this industry, no one can quantify backside gain, and if anyone can tell you they can, that's BS because they can't.
Right.
Yeah. We have, people have real data points from their own installations, and people overrepresent or underrepresent or whatever they do.
Variables. We all know it. It all comes down to albedo, but it's right from where you are, what your substrate is, and it varies from here to there depending on if you cleaned your concrete or not.
Exactly. Do you have a white? Is it a white roof? Is a utility dirty? All the variables, right? That said, there's a place for bifacial in the market, right? Sure. We have a bifacial exemption that kind of came out of left field, out of Washington D.C. a few months ago, and we can talk about politics. I'm on the CIA board of directors. I got a front row seat for all this stuff. Really interesting. But bifacial should be something interesting in this industry. I think there's a lot of interest in it. A lot of people haven't done anything revolutionary there. I think we will. It's not today. Today is alpha for us.
Sure.
But I think we combine HJT, our alpha product, make it a bifacial product, especially on the small C&I side. Again, on the 72 cell format, we make that bifacial, which you can do relatively easily with a clear backsheet, or there's some technology limitations.
Yeah, seems like clear backsheet's the way to go, right?
Clear backsheet.
Everybody's licensing DuPont.
That's right. And then in places where I live, imagine a carport in Colorado. Again, I'm prejudiced, I live in Colorado, but imagine 100, 200 kW carport in Colorado in the winter with all kinds of snow, with that reflection. I mean, there's a lot of interesting possibilities there.
Yeah. I mean, the potential bump, let's say not quantifiable, admittedly not entirely quantifiable, or maybe bankable is probably the problem in some of the utility stuff, but
that's right.
But definitely significant bumps are being shown. We've had a lot of conversations with Meyer Burger about the data they're seeing around the world. It's very exciting stuff.
Yep.
But if you take that 450 You put a clear back sheet on it.
Yeah, I got
And then,
goosebumps.
are we
I got
talking
goosebumps.
framed here, or are we talking frameless? Do you think?
Probably frame, but we need to keep the frame for the warranty and to keep the integration and the micro cracking.
Especially with just a clear back sheet.
And then those extra little, those extra supports you got in that, you're gonna have to work that around.
We gotta work on that. We gotta figure that one out a little bit in
But
terms
that's
of
an
the.
exciting panel because you could see, let's say, not ideal, but let's say great, solid conditions.
Let's say maybe like a 10% gain on the backside, something like this. All of a sudden
It's
we're
extremely conservative, but
Let's say 10%. This is the perfect number. 10% on a 450. That puts it at 495.
we're almost at 500,
There we
just
go.
like that. I
That's
mean,
wrong
boom.
with
I mean,
right there.
you want 500? Kabam! We got you there.
Kabam.
Just like
We're
that.
gonna end the show on that.
Yeah,
Kabam is what we wanted to reach.
okay.
No, in all seriousness.
I think they do have one more thing to announce here. I just found out that you have won Booth of the Year.
Oh, I just heard that as well. That's super
Excellent.
fantastic.
And I see them over there with the awards. If you want me to bring them in, I think we can do that.
We could do it right here. So
Yeah, let's get that. All right. So as I was saying, you've won Booth of the Year, and to present that,
Fantastic.
present that is Danielle. I can't
Oh,
see.
him.
Oh, Danielle.
You.
Danielle Danko.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
So
Danielle.
welcome to the Solar Coaster.
Hi. Steve, we would like to present you with an award.
I'm Cary.
Oh, Cary, excuse me, I'm
That-
so sorry.
that's Steve.
Sorry. Steve, we would like to present you with the award for the most beautiful booth design at Solar Power International. Congratulations, this is incredible.
Thank you. We really appreciate it, and we've had a fantastic show. So thank you. Thank you.
That's the coolest booth here, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to Orad Amiri, who's standing right over there, who's the guy behind this booth who actually made this happen. We had a similar booth at Intersolar Munich.
Okay.
This booth here at SPI America 2019, absolutely fantastic. Everyone's been talking about it as wandering around, and we're thrilled to win the award.
Oh,
Super
wonderful.
exciting, and it's been fun to hang out here for 3 days.
This is incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Excellent. And on that note, I
Yeah.
think we'll end this episode of Solar Coaster Live. Thank you again, Cary. Really appreciate the time.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Cary.
Well done.
All right, congratulations.
Put this right front and center.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a nice little.
That's a
little
nice
ad
little
there.
ad.
Yeah.
Little ad right at the end. Relax, people, relax.
500.
How about 500? Boom.
Oh yeah.
And that's concern.
Yeah, it is conservative.
There are people out here who are talking 30%. Like, let's be conservative. Let's say 5-10% on the backside. We get to 500.
If you give yourself a little bit of room, you always get more.
I'd like to do a Everest dome mount. East west with a bifacial. Get some good Geico underneath. See if we can bump it 5-10% on the roof.
Now, another
Right.
fun fact. Heterojunction is already inherently bifacial. The cell.
Saw the layering.
Right,
Yeah, it
Right.
looks like it.
Again, I probably can't articulate this really well, but it's an inherently bifacial cell, way more than monoperk.
No kidding.
Right. At
So
a
there's
much-
differences in the cell's applicability or to bifaciality.
That's correct. That's correct. So the cell is inherently bifacial already.
I did not know that.
Then you make it a bifacial with a clear back sheet.
Yep.
And
Yep.
now, again, then you put a white roof in ideal conditions.
Can we jump out of this?
And
No,
it's,
no,
Okay.
it's fine. I
I'm
just
sure you-
want to be able to
I'm sure you
handle
do really
microphones.
well.
We only have the one under mic.
Oh man, that is so cool.
yeah.
500 watt panel. There you
Pretty
go.
Cool. Be pretty cool.
There you go.